going on, guys? Welcome back to Gen Z Speaks. Today we're episode. What is it, guys?
2.
Episode 2. Today we're having me as their guest, also known as Quant.
Quant, Russ, Russell, Samana.
Russ is the guy that helps us with the podcast. He helps set up the mixer, the mics, the camera. He's a one-man army.
He is our Jamie of the JRE pod.
I think he's more than that because I don't know if Jamie does the technical side as well. Jamie's only research, right?
I think Jamie does it all.
Research too for you guys.
Yeah, there he does research as well. He does everything.
The first episode where you're like duty.
Reminded once again.
If you didn't watch the first episode, there was this moment where we were talking about words. Was it words?
No, not
or?
words. I was just saying that's Quant's duty.
No. What we were talking
was,
about was doing the Zoom podcast felt like it was a duty. That's what you were saying.
Duty.
Yeah. How do you pronounce the word? Please tell
Duty.
me. Huh?
Now I can't pronounce it right because I can hear him. Like you know that video game Call of Duty?
Yeah. Yeah, see, you did it fine.
Duty.
But I thought the whole time you were saying that, I thought you were saying duty. And I was like, what is duty? I've never heard the word D-O-O-D-Y.
I think it's because you're pronouncing the do like to like.
Yeah.
Duty.
You were not
Duty.
saying it the
I'll
right way.
continue to pronounce it like duty. Duty in the Trump voice.
Okay, do it.
Duty.
There'll be more miscommunications on the podcast. You'll be saying some word and I'll be like, what is this?
They love to see it.
Dude.
Nobody appreciated that.
I did.
I got so many people telling me what's happening there.
Yeah.
Nobody told you that. Not a single person asked you that.
Yeah, it was like,
Don't even lie.
No, I looked at the comments. It was like, my teacher uses that word.
Yeah, bro. See, the teacher, their duty was to clarify whether.
No, duty is a very commonly used word. The word duty is not. D-O-O-D-Y. That was my whole point.
Depends who you hang out with.
Yeah.
Who do you hang out with that uses the word duty?
Yeah.
You?
I have never used the word duty. Duty, yes.
Quant, play back the bloopers.
No, we're not.
No.
Roll it back, Quant. Wait,
Quant.
I'm
Russ,
Question. Question.
Yeah, what's the question?
What's up?
What made you want to join the Gen Z Speaks podcast as our Quant?
I just wanted to be a part of something, something I know that's gonna get big in the future.
Yes, sir.
Mark my words. I'm Quant. Make it happen. Yes, this is cool shit. I mean, cool stuff. How do we feel about cussing in the pod? Is that something?
Speak
allowed?
how you want, bro. This is
Yeah.
us.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, this
Just
is
be
gonna
yourself,
be
yeah.
All right, cool. I'm saying like this is like one of the coolest shit I've ever been a part of in my life. I've always seen it happen in like the internet and seeing how like others like talk to each other, the topics they discuss, and it's somewhat like therapeutic in a way to just be yourself and have it be filmed, recorded, so that your thoughts are out there for other people to share, or like something they relate to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, So,
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we all live like different lives, but in a way, there's like somewhat of a common ground that we can all relate to when it comes to like day to day or like your profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically using our lives and experiences to relate to other people kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like that's a way to connect with other people, I feel like that's what we need in this kind of generation. We're so divided that like we need more connection. We need to be together.
You think this generation's divided?
I think so. More than like now more than ever. I feel like
How so? How are we divided? What do you think?
you gotta have your like your different groups, different ideology. Obviously, we all grew up in like different circumstances, so naturally, we all believe different things. I feel like that's one of the biggest contributors to like why we all like disagree so much. So I feel like that's if you were like
Because we all have different viewpoints.
yeah, exactly. And also like why we're so divided is that we don't know how to like what was that thing you were telling me, like have an understanding, like open-mindedness,
Open mind.
basically. You know, like a lot of people are so like defensive to what as to what they believe. They're not open to like what others have to say. And I feel like to be a part of a podcast, sharing your own ideas, your opinions, is like a way to a step. Like listening to these podcasts, like you see what others think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, you feel less alone when you listen to a podcast.
Exactly, because you're somewhat like relate to the persons.
You're processing that real time. Like whatever if you hear somebody say something,
Yeah,
you're like, "Oh, I thought of that too." So I
Right.
must not be the only one.
exactly.
There's others thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
I mean, what I think our mission here at the Gen Z Speaks podcast is one, yes, just talk things out. It's free therapy for me at least. But I think overall the goal is, as we're talking about different things, maybe somebody can take something from that
Yeah.
and use that in their daily lives, whatever that might be.
Right.
Like, I don't know how this will help another person, but if they can take something away, they learn something different, or even if they're entertained by listening to us, I think we did our jobs, you know,
100%.
just to add some sort of value to the world.
Exactly.
I guess we'll figure out our niche as we go, but
Yeah.
that's the goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from my experience doing the behind the scenes or whatever as your quant, this is quant. You know,
Self-proclaimed.
yeah.
No, you named it. It's not self-proclaimed. Don't try to say like you named him. You literally gave him that name.
Look at his name.
You know, in my experience, like we did all these episodes already. Like, I enjoy it. You know, and like now to be like one of the people to be recorded is a privilege. Now it's like you have a voice.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, but it's also on the other side of it, it's also like a privilege to listen and be a part of like, you know, being open to other people's ideas, if that makes sense.
Yeah, being part of a group. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be real. It's just fun to do this, right? For us
Exactly.
to get together, for us to chat, even when we're not on screen, right? We're just hanging out. We're trying to figure out, you know, behind the scenes stuff together,
Right.
watching you do your work, and we're all just like kind of contributing to it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's fun. We're showing our personalities off, and like what we were talking about, even, right? It's like we aren't just the people like if you guys watch the previous podcast, we're not just the people that talk about politics, business, and technology all the damn time. Like, we have personalities.
Why'd you have to make that
All the damn time.
all the business politics? It's a whole like a whole persona. Like you're like,
We
Hey,
were
speak
creating
for
this
yourself.
persona.
That's all I think of.
Yeah,
every day.
dude. Says comedian over here. We tell jokes. We travel. We do talk about politics and we do have these serious combos.
yeah.
But it's not like that's not our personality. Like, we're not just cruising around everywhere talking about these serious things all day long. Like, we can talk about other things, and that's okay.
You're telling me you don't check your Robinhood account every single second of your day?
Maybe every 10 seconds.
We're back with the Trump.
Every other.
No, man.
Russ, you realize you just signed your life away. It's over for you now.
What do you mean by that?
It's over. You can't quit anymore.
It's locked
This is
in.
it. It's locked in. It's over.
It's locked in. You know, I'm forever known as Quant.
Forever. No,
Yes,
yeah.
sir. We are locked in
Let
on
this be. What is it? Like 10 years from now, then you're gonna go back to this. This is how it came to be. I am the real Quant.
Well, tell them about you, your background, where you come from, what you do.
About me. Where do I start, man?
With something interesting.
Something interesting. All right. Well, I don't want to start with it.
Doesn't need to be interesting. Sometimes the
Fucking
most
around.
boring
Yeah.
things are the most interesting. Yeah.
No, I mean like, man, this is like so many points in my life where I could start. You know, like as you would like say, it would be interesting, but you know, I feel like, all right, let's start by how I got to America. You know, I'm gonna let me share that I got my citizenship a year ago. Like,
Congrats.
literally
Yes,
almost,
sir.
almost a year ago. Been a citizen for a year. Let's go, America. You know.
What? How hard was the test for you? Was it hard?
It was
Easy?
surprisingly super easy.
Yeah. They give you a tough time there.
See that's like a lot of people say it was like they give you a hard time, but I feel like they're missing like, you know, these people that interview, they're also people, you know, like they're working there, I feel like they also want you to win. They want you to pass. So you kind of just approach him like, you know, a friend, and that's what I did. We ended up talking more about like our personal lives more than the actual like, you know.
What, at the citizenship test?
Yeah,
That's
because
cool.
you know, like it's just. I mean, they do test you. It's serious. They make you swear
What?
in, you know. But at the actual test, you know, they're gonna ask you the questions.
You
why
were just talking about their personal lives with them?
I mean, like, cause you know, it's like. What do you do like when you like meet somebody? You like kind of talk. You just break the ice.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of citizenship test you took, because the one I did,
Hey,
what you did sounds like a free therapy session. No, like,
Hey, look, it was just like talking. Like I was talking. Like the guy was just like, yeah, my son, he did like a military service and all that. And
Wow.
It was like,
that was not my experience. My
well,
experience.
tell me
was-
about your experience.
I walk in, I was like, okay, this is gonna be easy. It was an easy test, but the guy was just giving me a tough time for no reason.
Really?
He was like,
I
there was
didn't
this-
have a hard time at all.
there was this one question. Yeah, there was this one question. Like, so one of the questions was, who was Benjamin Franklin? And I was like, he was a diplomat. He was like, okay, and I was like, what do you want me to say? He was like, no, he was a diplomat for who? And I was like, I think he was a diplomat for America to France. He was like, can you please say the entire thing as you just said to me? Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
weird.
just literally said like, I don't know what the question was, but it was like, what is the longest river or something? It's the Mississippi.
Mm.
And this there's literally all the like two other questions, and that's it. It was like, oh, you passed. And then we proceeded to talk about more like his daughter, his son.
He was
And-
just depressed. Yeah.
I don't know. I just talked to him normally, I guess.
Wow.
Maybe,
That's cool.
Maybe it was more of a circumstance.
You,
Maybe
they only made you ask 12 questions.
three.
Three.
You walked in too confident, and this guy was like,
No,
"This guy
I
kind
was
of looks like a
fine.
douche."
I was fine. I was
That's-
literally. I took like, they asked me 10 questions at least.
10 questions.
Yeah, 7
really?
to 10. Don't you need 7 to pass at least?
I don't know. Yeah, I just remember 3.
Dude, he was answering them through conversation.
Yeah, he was like, oh,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
and while we're at it,
It wasn't like through.
what's the
conversation.
capital of the United States?
You know, it's not like. But yeah, but no, I wasn't like that. That's funny. It was more like, you walk in first, right? Like, oh, what's your name? All that. Need your thumbprint or whatever. And then it was actually the test first, and then we proceeded to have a conversation.
How long did it take you to get your citizenship?
Surprisingly, not too long. I submitted like stuff.
No, like the whole process of you coming to America
Oh,
and then becoming a citizen. That's what I mean. Like, how long did it take for you from the Philippines to Los Angeles? Like, how long was that process?
I'd say, let's say 2023 last year. Came here in 12 years.
12 years?
12
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. Same for me, it was I came in 2013
Mhm.
and I became a citizen in 2022.
9.
So 9 years.
Yeah, more or
8.5 to
Sounds
9
right.
years.
Why
Yeah.
were you faster than him?
Huh?
I have a question. I have the answer for that actually. I feel like I could have started mine way earlier. It's just like, I don't know if it's just like in the back of my mind. I guess
Mm.
like I didn't think I needed it. Like
Mm.
I got you.
No.
Okay, that's a different story. Yeah.
yeah, it was more like a personal issue rather than like, cause I could have started mine. Was it 2011? Like 2020?
Oh, okay.
Like I could have got mine in 2020.
Yeah, but it still takes a long time. It takes
Regardless,
anywhere
yeah.
from
Yeah.
7 to 10
Yeah,
years
9
to
years,
become a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
citizen. And for some, it's even longer.
Mine was probably the most difficult. What are you laughing about?
Yeah, how'd you become a
Yeah, how do
citizen,
you-
Matthew?
Yeah,
What
let's,
happened?
Tell us.
I gotta tell you, it was
How
one
many
of the hardest-
questions? How many questions?
dude. It was like a whole questionnaire on there, but it was paper for me, and it wasn't me answering. It was actually my dad. After I was born in Anaheim, California, he went in there and answered a bunch of questions, and
Man, yeah, that's great. Man. It's like,
yeah, man.
So you move here from the Philippines,
yes.
and you moved here to Cerritos. Was that the city you guys moved to first?
I lived in Artesia
Okay,
first
Artesia.
time.
Yeah.
For first 9 years. 9
Uh-huh.
years.
How did you guys? Okay, this is actually what I'm curious about. When people come into the States, like say
Mhm.
you came in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had your mom been here before?
Yeah.
Oh, she had been here. So
Yeah.
how does she know about Artesia?
I believe she told me she didn't live in Artesia first.
Okay.
She was like all over the place. I don't know the full story.
Okay. Okay.
But when she came here, she was actually homeless.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
She's a warrior. Like she's there's a hero, you would ask me, it'd probably be my mom. Like she's been everywhere. Like she's got a house for us, you know, and that's like through herself, like on her own. And like obviously
Badass.
like I have my stepdad as well, but you know like it takes a different kind of like individual to kind of like get yourself from nothing to like all the way where we're at right now.
It's the American dream.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So the question was, how does she come across Artesia?
Yeah. Why
just,
Artesia over?
They're kind of like moving all over the place at that time.
Okay.
And I was still in the Philippines, so
You were still there, so your mom was here before you.
yeah.
You came across. Okay, got it.
By the time I was like 11, 10 years old,
Yeah.
I was petitioned here by my stepdad,
Okay.
and
You mean sponsored? Like, is that?
like petition is a better word. That's what they use in like immigration services. Like you petition somebody to come over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sponsored. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess same thing.
Yeah.
And then went to school here. Fourth grade, started fourth grade.
What was that like? Did you speak any English when you came here?
No, man, it was
Really?
It was. I feel like I learned the language pretty quickly. It's pretty funny. I just watched Shrek, man. Shrek was my English tutor. But you got your Rosetta Stone. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
Mhm.
Like a English kind of like Duolingo or some shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I learned that through like fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, all the way up to sixth grade. I found the language easy, but I feel like the culture, the American culture, was way different, you know, from the Philippines. Over here, it's like so much like the stuff you got, and I was like, the first time I was here, I was like bullied. 'Cause,
Really?
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I never experienced this before, so I was like,
So you never got bullied in the Philippines?
nah, I was the cool kid, man. I was the guy, bro.
Russell.
I was kidding. No,
What
yeah.
a light switch is that, right? Like
Yeah,
you move
it
here
is
to America
night
and you're
day,
like,
you know, I came here thinking I was gonna be the guy, but I started at level 1.
what did they
Um,
bully you about? Like, is it because
it's-
you couldn't speak English?
A foreigner, you know, like they made fun of me because of my accent. You know, I was just very strong accent. I wasn't a very smart kid coming here. The education's very different, and also like in the last few years I was in the Philippines, I wasn't like going to school, so I was like super behind. So it took me a while to catch up, to, like probably like junior high, to like kind of like get where I wanted to be, and go higher and higher as I went to high school. But yeah, looking back, like those kids that were making fun of me, where are you now? I was kidding.
I think
Y'all got kids. I don't.
Yo, shit.
I was kidding.
He's throwing him on blast here, eh?
No, I was kidding.
people that bully other in the beginning when we were young, kids that always bully other kids, like I think God has a way to give them karma. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's weird, but I think I really do believe in this. Like, if you do somebody dirty in life, there's a way that'll come back to you. I don't know how it'll happen, but God has a way to ensure, like, you know, you will get what you deserve your way. Like, we don't need to take revenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a big believer that bullies, especially when we're young and we're kids, that there's a lot of insecurities going on that they don't know how to even diagnose yet. They don't even understand that it's an insecurity. That, you know, at home maybe there's a different narrative going on than what's going on at school. If at home maybe they're being belittled or beat or hit by their parents, right? Then it's like when they get to school and maybe they're a little larger than you. And then it's like, no, I'm the parent now. Now I can tell Mr. Ruth what to do. But like at the end of the day, I think it's like I don't think kids are naturally egregious and mean and they want to put you down. But you are you're a product of your environment. And if what's going on in the family unit is negative, then maybe they'll go ahead and portray that negative aspect onto somebody else that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but we just don't know what's going on behind closed doors either.
Right.
Yeah. But I agree, karma gets everybody. But hopefully they learn from it and they're actually like
Yeah, good karma, bad
Yeah.
karma, some type of karma, just to
Yeah.
like.
I do believe like people have told me actually like I didn't honestly I've been told that I was a bully like in elementary and middle school.
Yeah, bro, it was me, bro. You bullied me.
Not even kidding. I didn't realize I was I didn't but people told me this in high school, like freshman year of high school, and I was like,
Wait,
are you
same
wait,
people
what?
that you went to kindergarten with, or like
no, not
grade school?
kindergarten, but like in middle, like a couple people in high school had told me. One guy mentioned it, and a few other people agreed on it, and I was like, "Are you serious?"
What did you do as a bully?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
bully?
Apparently,
Man, what the?
I know
What
that's
is-
what I'm saying. But once, honestly, like I didn't really. I guess I just wasn't cognizant of it. I don't know what it was. They were saying like I felt like I was better.
That sounds like a bully too. He's like,
Like-
I don't even know.
like, I didn't know.
That was just another day. I was just talking to you, man.
I think what it is, honestly, I've just been always been very confident, and maybe when I was younger, I didn't know how to differentiate confident from arrogant, and maybe people saw me as an arrogant guy.
No, but bully means like you were putting other
Yeah.
people down.
That's what they
So you
said,
were.
like, intellectually, like they were saying that I would, like stuff like that.
But you weren't doing like.
I wasn't trying to be like you suck. I'm better.
It was an unintentional bullying. is
Yeah,
what you're
but
saying.
once he said that, honestly, I was like so thrown back. I took a step back and like I was cognizant of how I would talk to people from there on out. I don't want to be a bully. I'm not trying to put other people down. It's just
you see, that takes a
you
lot
know?
of emotional maturity right there to
To
like recognize and
Yeah.
like
yeah.
take an action in what you want to change, and like some people don't have that. Like
Mhm.
they
The
become
ability,
more
yeah.
defensive.
Yeah. So that to me that's the goal, right? I mean, if you're insecure and you don't know why you're insecure and you're bullying others, I'm not saying I was insecure, but I am saying like I wasn't aware. So some of these kids just aren't aware of what their actual actions are doing, and somebody makes you aware of it one day, own it.
I don't think you would. I don't think we could say what you did was bullying.
Do you remember me in middle school? Was I?
Then.
Oh, see, tell the story, bro.
I don't think it was bullying. I just think you were maybe. I don't know what word
Is
to
it
use.
arrogant?
No,
Describe it.
Yeah, just
I
tell
don't
the story.
know.
You want me to tell
what
the story?
Oh, well, I can tell. Well, there's okay. So, fine, man. I met this kid in 7th grade.
Wait, what school did you guys go to?
Haskell.
Haskell.
For 7th grade. So I came in from Pakistan in 2013. This is one of the first kids I meet. And in our district, there's this high school called Whitney High School. It's the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
high.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's
Isn't it
probably
like a-
one of the best high
yeah.
schools in the state of California.
It-
Right.
Top 20 in America.
Top 20 in America.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
very hard. It's a very hard school to get into. It's public. It's not private. It's like you take an entrance exam. Is it an entrance exam?
Yes.
It is. There is
Yeah, it's an acceptance exam. Yeah.
like the 7th grade exams, or something.
It's like so. There's two exams. One to get in from 6th to 7th, and another in middle school. And then
Okay, so coming from Pakistan to America, obviously my mom wanted me to go to the best school, right, in the
course.
district. So I was like, all right, I gotta make my mom proud, like as one should. And I was like, I'm gonna go for Whitney, the best middle school in the world, or in America. Yeah, like at the time I was like Whitney was like the Harvard for me. So I tell this guy, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm trying to get into Whitney, and he was like, nope, you're not getting into Whitney. I was like, what? Say, huh? And he was like, yeah, you're not getting into Whitney, bro. I couldn't get in. There's no way you're getting in either. I was like, all right, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And that day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna prove this guy wrong. Every time I thought about Whitney, I thought about this guy. I was like, oh, I can't get into Whitney. Yeah, I didn't get in. He turned out to be right. I didn't get in, but it was because of him. It was all his fault.
Dude,
He got in my head when I was taking the test.
The craziest thing is, I've known this guy since like the longest time now, and he told me this last year. This guy told me this. We're writing one of our scripts.
You don't remember this?
I don't remember this at all. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember. Like to me, it was just a conversation. I didn't think I was being like a douche or anything. But apparently, obviously, that's a douche move. Like that's not cool to say. But I don't remember this at all. He
Really?
tells me this last year, and I'm like, "Are you serious?" Bro? He's like, "Bro, you don't understand." He was like, "After that." I was like, "Fuck this guy! I want to get into Whitney because this guy said I couldn't." Like,
Yeah.
like vindictive. Like he was trying to, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Yeah, he got in my head, man.
Like got in his head.
How do you
bro.
not remember this?
I just don't. To me, it was just like
It was just another day for him, bro. He was like another day,
See,
another
imagine how many times I actually
another
did
day,
this.
another victim.
Another day.
You see, that's bullying. That's intentional bullying right there. But
That
yeah,
is, right?
I think what it was, bro, a lot of times when you're in middle school, kids are scared to speak up against some things, right? So nobody probably gave you that reality check. It wasn't until
Probably.
9th grade where people had the guts to be like, yo, like what you were doing to us was
Yeah.
high key mean. Don't
Hey,
be
oh,
like
yo.
that. Yeah.
See, that's a perfect example. Like,
Yeah.
if I don't remember this, there's probably a lot of things I don't remember.
A lot of
really.
victims out
Yeah,
there.
'cause it was just like
Speak
a
up.
regular-
This is your time. Send me your story at Gen Z Speaks.
Yeah, I remember
How
when
did Matthew Gutierrez bully you? Elementary through middle school.
Me, Matt G. Oh, man.
hashtag some Matt bully.
Did
Matt bullied
somebody
me.
ever bully you? Did you ever feel like you got
I've
bullied?
never been bullied, dude.
Okay, you're definitely the bully then.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
Like,
a-
but I've always been like a small. Also, in my head, I've always been like a small guy. So
it's
like,
always the smallest people that are the bullies, by the
you're
way.
com-
Yeah,
you're
right.
one of the bigger,
Napoleon
you know?
complex.
You're
no?
compensating, you know?
compensating.
Overcompensating. No.
Exactly.
Never. Nobody's ever teased you. You must have been
Yeah,
teased.
it's gotta be like
There must have been some
Yeah,
hater.
I guess my like like my cousin. That's really it.
No,
Just, like,
that doesn't
messing
count.
with me. It
Family-
doesn't
yeah.
count.
family, you know?
That's really it though. There's like they make fun. Like that's it though. Like we would tease each other, but I would tease them. Like that's just how. That's how I grew up though, right? Because I didn't have siblings. So me and my cousins, when we get together, we would just fuck with each other. We literally would fight each other, and then we'd.
What sounds wrong with the context? What is that?
Oh, well, fuck with
Alabama.
No, come on now. No, we would mess around. We would tease each other. We would literally like wrestle. I remember on my grandpa's couch. I was, my cousins were always bigger than me, but I was older. I would go on the couch, Superman punch their asses, and like we would just tease each other. That's just how we grew up. Like I think my cousins probably have pretty similar personality with me though too. So maybe they doing the same thing. I don't know.
True, I mean, you guys grew
The
up
breeding bullies in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Gutierrez household.
He's bullying other kids.
This is how it's
That's
done,
right,
young
yeah.
Matt.
Yeah, it's-
Oh
it's-
man.
How long did it take you to get out of that phase from where you were getting bullied? Or did you
Bullied?
ever stand up to your bullies? Like, how did that work?
Well, I didn't know how. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, I mean, I was still like
Couldn't communicate.
fresh off the boat, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know how to communicate. I didn't even know like I was put in these programs where, like, you know, I wouldn't say like lesser individuals, but you know, I didn't know.
Yeah, you know the language, bro.
Yeah.
That's not lesser. It's just
yeah,
you're trying to get it caught up
to
to
these
speed.
bullies, you know, like loser doesn't coming from a different country, like you know how I don't want to use like the racism kind of word here, but you know,
Yeah, different. Like
it's
you were
It's
different, dude. Yeah, yeah.
It was like, you know, you didn't know how to deal with this, so you kind of autopiloted it until
But didn't you go to a school that had a lot of like people from different
Diversity?
cultures? Yeah, and households.
yeah, I was surprised I was still getting bullied.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow. What kind of people? What were their ethnicities?
like
Well-
Asians. You know Kennedy. You know Kennedy Elementary.
No.
Nah. Well, yeah,
No.
I've heard of it. I've never been
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Well, so it was kids that were born in America.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Obviously, you know their
Yeah.
lifestyle is different. You know, you got your groups. I didn't
Yeah.
have any group. I was just always the kid playing basketball because you know
Yeah.
I like the sport. You know, I was playing recess. That's all I did. And I
So
made some friends
basketball became your escape.
there. basically, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that's all I
beautiful.
did. And other than basketball, probably like kickball. You know all
Oh,
your,
yeah.
your elementary like sports. You know,
You know,
Yeah.
something for me that was a bit of a culture shock when I moved here was some of the slang and terminology Americans use.
absolutely.
For instance, the word fob,
Okay.
which means fresh off the boat. When I
Yeah.
came here, you know, everybody used to be like, "You're such a fob."
They would.
You know, a lot of people would say,
Yeah.
"You're such a fob, bro," and I was like, "Thank you, man." I was like, taking this, "Thank you, thank you." I was like, "What is this word everybody keeps telling me?" And then I saw the show Fob, Fresh Off the Boat on ABC, and I was like, "Is this what the kids keep
Yeah.
telling me?"
That's how you found out?
And that's one of the ways I found
You
out.
never
I think.
Googled it?
No, I was. Yeah, like first of all, by the way, when I was in Pakistan, like, it's not the most developed country, but it's not like we don't have internet. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
had
yeah.
internet where I
Uh-huh.
lived, right? But the culture there at the time, we're talking early 2010s.
Yeah.
I didn't have a phone. I didn't go on my laptop.
right,
I
yeah.
never Googled anything.
Gotcha.
All I did was, in terms of consuming media, was watch cricket or like watch TV dramas on TV or
Okay.
watch movies. So to me, I never thought about Googling the word fob,
I
which I
get
could
it. I
have.
get it.
You
Yeah.
know?
That just
You-
wasn't
you're
the
like,
norm.
"Hey,
Yeah, it
thanks,
wasn't-
man."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fob, okay. Is that
Were you
my-
ever bullied
Of course. I think
here?
never beat up physically, but I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
teased.
You
Yeah.
were teased.
I don't think it comes to like the physical bullying like way back in the day. You know, I think it was more like a verbal bullying.
Oh, really?
Teased, yeah.
I thought you were putting full Nelsons.
No, man. If they did, no, I knew how to fight. You know, back then, I was top top dog in the Philippines. Man, come on now.
Yes, sir.
But not the. It was this bullying is kind of like it's just words.
Verbal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
How are you? How are you?
Kids
Yeah.
would never put me down. I
Oh,
don't.
okay.
Not really, but they would always just ask very stupid questions.
Like,
Like Osama. Like the first word that I would say is
Oh.
like when I moved, I'll never forget this. Like a bunch of kids were like, "Oh, you from Pakistan?" And they were like, asking me like Osama, like he was my dead uncle or something. I was like, I don't know Osama. Like I didn't know him when he died. I guarantee you. I was as surprised as you were that he was in my backyard. Yeah, they would ask like those questions.
Got it.
There was this one kid though. Oh my god, it was just used to be stupid questions
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Pakistan. There was this one kid in middle school. I'll never forget this. He asked me, "So you're from Pakistan? Do you guys have slaves back there?" No surprise, this guy was a white kid. He was asking.
Do you have slaves?
He was like, "Do you guys have slaves back there?" And I was like,
Why is he asking like he wants something?
I know.
He was asking me like,
Should
I was
be
like-
moving there?
typical, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It was,
That's
I was like, we have
funny.
indentured servitude. Not quite. No, it's
But there is indentured servitude.
not indentured
still.
servitude. What the problem in Pakistan is there's a huge class difference.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times, people from the villages come to cities to look for jobs, and they work at home. So they live
As
there.
servants, yeah.
There's quarters there. They're paid, obviously,
yeah.
but
Were they
yeah.
restricted with like time, like 10
No,
years
no,
at
no,
X
no,
pay?
no, no,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
okay.
no.
That's indentured
No.
servitude.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was kidding.
Oh,
No, not
I
actually.
thought you were
No.
serious, like, dude,
No,
what?
I'm sure in some areas that exist,
Yeah.
100%. A lot of them are mistreated. I would not doubt that. You
Okay.
know, like humans are gonna be.
Did you have
humans.
any indentured servants?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no,
Were you a slave, bro?
no.
Were you-
no, not no. I was persecuted in other ways in Pakistan, not quite
Oh.
in that way. Yeah. So what was the most American thing that you adopted early on besides basketball?
American thing. What
Probably
does
that
even
bandana.
mean?
Prison Mike.
Prison Mike. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I don't. American thing. Like, what does that even mean? Like,
Like culture-wise.
Culture-wise,
What'd you
right?
what'd you take in? What did you use for yourself?
I feel like since I adapted the language really quickly, I use these slangs. Like you were talking about, like all this fob. I knew what fob meant because I looked it up. I was like, you didn't look it up, bro? I did. I was like, so this is some like kind of teasing, you know. And every time it was like used a lot back then, like
Fob, yeah.
like, especially like
Yeah.
they were still
Your shoes
using
are fob. Your clothes are
Yeah,
fob.
Your fit
You're
is
such a fob. Yeah, fresh
no
off the boat. I
way.
promise you. Yeah, that was a
Okay,
huge
I
thing.
never even heard of this. So
Yeah.
the first time I
How
heard
did you
of
not hear? You were the middle school bully. You're
Why didn't
supposed
you-
to know this word. You're not doing your job.
Yeah, dude. Dude,
Horrible bully,
First
bro.
time I heard about it was from that show.
Fresh off the boat.
Fresh off the boat. That's the first time I
Really?
heard about it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I thought it was just like an acronym that the show was using. But
It is an
yeah.
acronym.
Well, no, but I thought it was just I didn't know it was like an actual thing. Like,
When I first
What do you use?
saw the show Fresh Off the Boat, I was so confused. I was like, "Is this supposed to be me? Like, is this?"
Did they make a show
Fob?
about me?
Did they? Wait a second.
you found us a couple Koreans.
It's a really funny show. It's a great
hilarious.
show.
Randall Park.
I really liked
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
a good one.
I haven't seen it. But
You haven't seen
it's
it?
funny. No,
Oh,
I haven't
dude.
seen it.
Got
I
some homework.
didn't want to see that. It was a fob, man.
That was a fob.
He doesn't want to see his reality
Yeah.
portrayed on screen. He has to live it every day.
I lived it. I lived as a fob. You know, like, these guys call me one every day.
Did you miss the Philippines?
I do miss the Philippines. You
No,
know?
when you moved here.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah?
I wanted to go back.
Oh wow.
I was like, you know, these kids are making my like life harder than it should. I thought it was gonna be like a whole different experience. You know,
Yeah.
coming here, I was gonna be like, I'm a top dog there. Doesn't transfer. You know, it's
It does, yeah, yeah.
not
That's-
transferable credits. You know what I'm saying? So like,
That's insane, huh?
Yeah.
it just came to me. I was just like, man, this is kind of like making me down, making me sad.
Okay.
But you know, it's like other things other than school made me happy. Like, you know, living here,
Yeah.
you know, being able to experience different things. One of the priorities my mom made when I came here was to have me experience what other kids were experiencing. So like, experience like the American life. Go to theme parks, eat at places, try foods. You know.
Yes, sir.
So
And then when
yeah.
did you meet Jenish?
Janu, Janu, if you're watching this, man, Janu was one
We
of my.
miss you, man.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Where are
sit
you right now?
here, man.
Janu.
Janu. It's funny. I met I think Janish was my second friend, like neighbor friend.
Wow.
I had this other person, but only because he was Filipino, and my mom was like, "Hey, Filipino,
Yeah.
friends." And I was like,
Are you guys still friends?
Yeah, we're still friends. I just don't. He doesn't live here anymore. He lives in Vegas. His name is Kitch. I don't remember if you guys remember Kitch.
No.
It's an interesting name, Kitch.
Kitch, yeah.
Kitch.
Filipino kid.
It's like a drug dealer name, Kitch.
Kitch.
Kitch, do you have the goods? I have all the goods, my friend.
Yeah, I met him, and then I think I just through him I met Jenish.
Okay.
So Janish knows Kitch?
Yeah, Jenish knows Kitch.
Janish never talks about Kitch.
No, I never talked about kids.
Wonder why.
I mean, they're all like neighbors. I mean, Kitch moved out pretty early, like, and like I haven't talked to him, so we're not as close.
Yeah, Kitch was
anymore.
like, it's time for the big leagues, Vegas. I'm taking my talents to the biggest strip
big
city in the
So he lives in Vegas. But yeah, so I met Jenish through like there. You know, like
How was Jenish, by the way? I'm really
Yeah.
curious about this. Growing up with Jenish, yeah.
Jenish had a problem with the letter. Was it L? I think. or W.
With the letter W?
Yeah.
Because he can't take any wins. There's no wonder. All he takes is L's.
No, that's wrong,
No
bro.
wonder why. He doesn't know what W means.
No.
He's like winning. I'm immune to that.
No, back then when we were younger, he had like trouble speaking with like with the like something with a word that has like a W in it or something.
Yeah, winning.
Is it?
No, I'm kidding.
Waterloo.
No, it was like I don't remember this correctly. It's been too long. Like
Yeah. Regardless, so how was
yeah,
he
yeah.
though? Like as
He-
a person, as a
he
friend.
was cool, man. He was like, cause it was like a whole group.
Did he
you
have
know?
an accent? By the way, I'm curious. Did he have an
Yes,
accent?
that, I was trying to get to that part.
Okay,
he
yeah,
had
yeah,
this
sorry.
Weird way to like saying words with W, like, or like.
Oh, I know what you're saying, brother.
Yeah.
The V.
The V, yes,
The V.
yes,
Yes.
Say it with a
and he
W.
said, yeah,
As brown, okay, so I know this. As a brown immigrant, yeah,
Yeah.
I just messed up again. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
I just messed up. See, I'm
Yeah.
still going through that trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of kids tease me about that because I couldn't say the word
video,
V.
like video, right?
Like video.
Yeah, my
That's
nonna
how
said-
I said it. Yeah, that's how I said it. It's hard. The we, the
Yeah.
saying we is hard because
you
we say
practice
V. I had to because people would call me out on it.
Yeah, we.
Because they couldn't understand what I was saying sometimes.
Waterman.
Whatever you say, I guess. Yeah. So you couldn't say that.
Yeah.
Could you say that?
What do you mean?
The
water?
word V. Like, could you say that?
Yeah, no.
So it was
I
no
didn't have
problem for you.
It was no problem for me. 'Cause we're all like this group, right? You know, we all lived in an apartment complex. You know, friend
Mhm.
group. It was just that the first time I met him, one of my like first memories with him is just everybody making fun of him for not able to pronounce
Oh.
like V's,
Yes.
and I was just like, man, that's kind of messed up, guys. But
You joined in?
yeah, I was like,
Typical immigrant. Huh?
yeah, I was like, I need to fit in with these
Yeah,
guys,
he's
you know,
like-
I'm not gonna lie.
You're like,
Yeah,
finally,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get a chance to
Yeah, I
bully
was a
somebody
bully,
about
yeah.
their English.
Yeah.
Oh my
I was like, I'm not the only one getting like, you know,
Teased,
because
yeah.
I was still getting teased by that group. It's all good, like fun, you know. It's just how we grew up. That's how we were able to develop, you know,
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
feelings.
Turns out 10 years later, Jenner still can't say that word.
No, but you know, he
No, I'm
ended up
kidding. I
fixing
think he
it.
can now, finally.
Yeah, no, he was like,
Is that why he avoids words? I just messed up again with the
Oh,
V
yeah, I know.
sounds. It's karma. It's getting me,
Wow.
man. Yeah. I think now I'm more aware now that I'm saying it. You guys reminded me. Yeah. Normally I can say it right.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start noticing that now.
Yeah.
Jenna, can you say the word? Can you say this word for me? Right now? Video.
Video.
Did you watch our video last night, dude?
You know
How
what's
is-
so interesting to me? How people change over the course of time from like 7th grade to college.
Yeah.
It's such a huge
It's like-
transformation.
It's like a exponential. Man.
It's like method acting, you know? Like you transform into a completely different person.
Yes, you did.
Do you think some people change? Or like, sorry, the better question is, do you think most people change from 7th grade to college? Or like, when is that age when you stop changing?
You stopped changing?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it
you're constantly changing, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like your persona.
I think I think that's a better question with persona, right? Because I think you are who you are most of the time. Like I think I am who I am, but then with certain groups, you kind of change the way you talk a little bit, change the way you tell a joke. you change the way you verbally speak a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this guy over here.
Yeah, if you hang out with these guys long enough, you're gonna start doing this accent. Whatever it is.
Trump. Nah, not even that, bro. What I'm saying
Trump
is like,
accent.
so I guess I don't have to tell a story if you don't.
Yeah, it's fine. Well,
We can avoid it.
Trump.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like going from your high school group, right, where you know all these people, and you grew up with them, right, and then you go into college, like you kind of change a little bit, right, because it's the same thing. This guy's trying to fit in, right, so he starts making fun of Jenish, right? So you're trying to fit in with whatever frat or whatever group you are in college in.
Pick your group, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of like you're back to like the blank slate, and you're trying to get that color on of these guys. You know what I'm saying? And you guys kind of join, but then you go back to your high school buddies or you guys you grew up with, and it's like back to who you are. And yeah, I guess that's where it is. I don't know if it's changing. I just think it's a facade. It's like a persona.
I think some people never change.
Some
I know
people never
some
change.
people that are the same person they are back.
Why do you think that
Yeah.
is though? Like, what do you think like they're
One
not
of the
making-
reasons why I think is they haven't exposed themselves to different people and
Right.
experiences.
Also true.
Because if you don't expose yourself to different
Yeah.
people, different experiences, if you don't seek discomfort,
Yes.
you're not going to grow as a person.
I
Yeah.
agree,
And you're
super.
not going to change things that are not right about you. Because if you don't expose yourself to different
You're
communities
right,
and
dude.
people,
Yeah.
nobody's going to point out certain things about you that don't seem right or that you need to address or work on. You
Right.
know? So the only way to
Absolutely.
do it is to put yourself in somebody else's shoes or to have that experience where
Yeah.
Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
knows who you are and you have to introduce yourself to
Yeah.
a bunch of random people.
Hang out with people you've never hung out with, right? These guys that maybe grew up in a different state or a different country, and you're finally all in college together. It's a different experience. Now you got to see maybe what their friends used to do with each other, and you kind of check that out. And it's just different, man. Well, that's an interesting point, actually. I think that's what teaches social skills, right? Because if you're just hanging out with the same guys your entire life, do you really develop social skills?
No.
You
that's
don't.
Just that with that.
If you
group.
hang out with a bunch of
Exactly.
weirdos,
Yeah,
You're gonna
you're
be
gonna be a
weird.
weirdo forever. Yeah.
It's not even like different people, like same people, but like different professions. Like different professions, like you know what I mean? Like doesn't have to be like, from people from that country or this
Yeah,
state.
yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, just the group you're hanging out with.
yeah. It's not like exclusive to types of people. It's just
Right.
like I'm gonna give an example right here. You mentioned like taking putting yourself at a discomfort, that kind of thing.
Yes, Theory talks about this. It's not
Yeah.
my turn, by the way.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
wanna
yeah,
take
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
seek
beautiful
discomfort, yeah.
motto.
It is awesome,
Wow.
It is, and I feel like I also like heard that back in 2022 where I was like seek discomfort. So I took like the liberty to make a decision to put myself in a dance, something I've never done in life. In my you do these dances in parties or whatever, but
Yeah.
you never actually do dance to perform
Yeah.
in front of other dancers. And
We all think we can dance,
Yeah.
but that's not the case.
It's a whole different art. This
Yeah.
is a
Unless you've seen me dance, you wouldn't understand.
not that.
You wouldn't understand.
This guy dances like a grandpa, bro. Like a grandpa who's losing like his motor skills. So all he can do is bend down. No.
Do you remember that fair in Artesia when I went up on stage?
Wait, there's like a festival?
Yeah, it was like a festival.
Oh
I've
my
seen the
God.
video, the notorious video.
Anyways.
What's
Like,
it like
yeah.
to do dancing? Because I know you do that. Like
Yeah.
your work. That's your craft. Like one of the ways you express
one
yourself.
of one of the recently, like, kind of, like I said, I only started like dancing 2 years ago, and it was just like I'm just gonna take this class, but I ended up enjoying it because this is like it was like an experience for me. Like I'm learning a lot about the body. It's not just about it is about movements, but there's also like other qualities that you learn from dance that you can like apply to life as well. And that I feel like that was like so valuable to me that I want to keep going and going, and I'm still going. And it's also like you mentioned, like the different people you hang out with, like the people in dance, they like contribute somewhat of a value to me because of their own perspective, their own opinions, and like we in that community we kind of build each other.
That's
So
cool.
It's like it's a wonderful thing. That's why, like, if I didn't seek this discomfort back in 2022, I wouldn't know where I'll be right now, you know. So
Wow, it's changed your life that much.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I feel like I don't say that enough. You know, like I don't thank these people enough too. So
Wow.
you know,
Art really does have that effect on
exactly.
people.
Like,
It
tell
can-
me like how you like film or like the production, how that
Yeah.
changes. Like you guys like
Yeah, no, that's true.
you know.
Yeah, I can attest to that one at least.
Yeah.
But anyway, before we talk about that, so like you're also a kines major, right? You're a kinesiology major,
Yeah.
and so did that have an impact on how you viewed your career path?
I always thought like I can use dance and kines like together,
Mm.
since it's all like about movement. Kines is literally like study of movement, and PT is like a division of that.
Physical therapy.
Yeah. So like I was thinking like I could be a physical therapy for dancers, since I understand how dancers work, because you know you're taking all those classes,
Yeah.
and through the major you learn about the body and how it's supposed to move. And so when it comes like dancers are like prone to injury, like,
Right.
you know, so that's kind of how I thought of it, like combine those two.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's where I'm at, like 'cause of
That's dope, dude. That's
yeah.
actually dope. When you told me that you were doing dance, I was honestly so surprised, bro.
Really.
I was so surprised because I didn't see you like that. I didn't see you as like a dancer.
Are you
guy,
telling
know
me
what I mean?
you didn't see him as a dancer?
Definitely not.
Why not?
Because I used to listen to this song, "Are You Human?" or "Are You Dancer?" And I always saw Russ as a human, bro, not a dancer.
Yeah, that's Matt logic.
Yeah, man, your logic is.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah, man, but
Yeah,
why is
bro.
that like? Why you me, bro?
Just fucking around, dude.
That's funny, you know.
No, but seriously, dude, when you like, I think you can attest to this too, bro. I mean, before started doing films and stuff, I think we're both on very logic-based paths, right? Law and business. It's like very logic-based.
Yeah.
And like, and how we think and how like we kind of solve issues or whatever. But then once we started like writing films and writing screenplays and stuff like that, it opens a different like part of your brain. Literally, it's a different part of your brain that opens up. And like once that's opened up, it's so much. It's just not only fun. It feels gratifying. It's like, I think we talked about this last time too. But
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
a different type of gratification.
I was over there sitting as Quant and be like, yeah, he's talking facts right
He's
now.
talking-
He's speaking.
Yeah, no, man, it's true.
Art liberates you.
Art
Yeah.
liberates you.
It
dude.
liberates
Absolutely.
you. It gives you confidence to be comfortable in your own skin. Right. As a dancer, I'm sure like that comfort level for you has
Yeah.
changed dramatically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
It also makes you, I think, more grateful for the lived experiences as a human, because there are certain things in your life that you take for granted.
Yes.
And when you write a screenplay or you do a joke on a comedy show,
Yeah.
or you act or you dance or you write or you sing, you're like appreciative of that way more.
You can use these experiences to your advantage when we're writing, especially like when we're writing different characters. We don't realize it, but we have a bank in our minds of all the information that we need in order to create another reality and different world on the screen, right?
Yeah.
And so when we're writing all these different characters, 10 characters, 12 characters in a screenplay or in a pilot or TV series, like we already have the people in our brains. Now we need to piece it together. We don't need to create false images. We don't need to create a bunch of bullshit that we never heard. We have pieces from all this plethora of people
Yeah, and it
that we've
creates-
met in the
yeah.
past. In the past, sorry. And since we met them in the past, we can now take pieces of this guy, pieces of this girl, and create this new person with a different past and different experiences. And how are they gonna react to different situations? It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun, man.
So
It's a
world
beautiful
building
thing.
right here, like
yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, dude.
it's
We're building different realities.
exactly.
I mean, on paper, but
Yeah.
on paper.
On paper.
Still, and,
Hopefully on screen one day.
Yeah, it's you get it through one medium and you get it through another.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing.
My dad has a saying. He says it all starts on paper. Whenever you have an idea, put it on paper. If you don't put it on paper, it doesn't mean anything.
You gotta materialize
You gotta
it.
materialize it. Yeah.
My professor has a similar
Oh, real
teaching
philosophy?
from not philosophy, a business professor at USC.
Okay.
He says ideas are cheap. which is so true.
That is so true.
Everyone has $1 million idea.
Yep.
I guarantee you've talked to somebody who's like, dude, I know something that can make us all billionaires. I don't know what it is exactly, but I have an idea. I had a dream last night.
Bro, all the time. I have this, I'm not going to say any names, but I know a couple people, and they're like, dude, did you see that invention that was just created? And he sends me some video or whatever.
Remember
like,
I was talking to you about that?
I thought about this back in the 90s. And why didn't I? And then it's like,
it's all about execution.
bro,
at the end
you
of the
didn't.
day.
It's like,
act
are you
on
sure about that, man? Like, it's not yours.
And execution doesn't mean you have to like go from 0 to 100 overnight.
No.
It just means, like you said, like your dad said, write it down.
Yeah.
Write it down so it's at least exists on paper.
Right.
And then build it day by day, month by month, year by year.
Yeah, dude.
And then commit to it, and then the rest is history.
That's how it all started. My dad's back in the day when my dad was part of corporate America, he would just go when he would go to eat, he'd just be thinking there, right? And so he'd have a napkin, and so he'd write his ideas on a napkin, and then he would take that napkin to the team, and the team would then go. And I talked to like a lot of the guys that work for my dad, and they're like, for some reason, when Julio brought a napkin to us, that idea eventually became reality. I don't know how it happened, but it always happened. It's
That's
funny.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's super funny. It's cool.
napkins, man. You gotta carry all the time. You
Dude.
never know when an idea comes up.
That's his biggest pet peeve with me when I'm starting like businesses and like ideas. I have the information in my head, but he's also a visual person, and so he wants to see it, right? He doesn't want to just hear me say these things, and so it's always put it down on paper, because now it's a universal thing, right? If I can read it, he can read it. If he can read it, Ibrahim can read it, right? And it's this universal thing. When you put it down, rather when I'm talking to you about something, it doesn't mean shit to you because you can be perceiving it differently than I can be saying it, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think so many people don't write down their ideas?
That's a good question. Okay, what kind of ideas?
Like, a lot of people have all these ideas in mind, right?
Yeah.
But we don't write it down. We just keep thinking in our heads.
That's
We
a
keep
big
living in imaginary worlds.
People are afraid.
Mm.
Bro, people are afraid to take action. People are afraid to get out of their current situation.
Comfort.
Exactly. People are uncomfortable getting out of their current situation, right?
Yeah.
And so what do? They're like, oh, I make X amount of salary right now, or whatever it is. I have 4 hours a day when I get home from work, and I don't want to, in their head, they're thinking this could be a great idea. I can go execute this business. I could write this script. But at the end of the day, they only have 4 hours a day because they work every single day. And then they have 4 hours when they get home. A lot of people have kids. They have wives. They have family that they're attending to. They're making food. They're getting ready for bed. They're doing all these things, right? Maybe an hour for TV just to slow the brain down. So it's like if you go ahead and take a portion of this time and you put it towards this craft or this idea that you want, you now have less time to relax. You now have less time for yourself. Like now the status quo has changed, right? Because the status quo is just relaxing. And so now if you go ahead and do these ideas and try it out, write it down, you're no longer comfortable. Does that make sense?
What do you mean status quo is relaxing?
So their status quo, sorry, maybe I shouldn't
Who's
say status
they?
quo is relaxing. The people that don't write the ideas down. So people that
You're saying they're lazy.
I guess I'm saying not necessarily that they're lazy because I don't think
they're still working.
Yeah, not necessarily that they're lazy, but they don't.
Are they lazy with their dreams?
It could be put that way, yeah.
I think you could put it that way. I don't think that's what I'm trying to say, because, like you said, right? Like you said this before. If you go ahead and put effort towards your dreams, you now no longer have as much time to put towards like your current reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're now sacrificing the good in your life for an eventual better. And that's not guaranteed.
Okay, that's well put.
Okay, so what you're trying to say
Yeah.
is, let's say a person has a family, a
Right.
wife and kids.
Right.
He does an 8-hour-a-day job.
Right.
He comes back, has to take responsibilities.
Yeah.
But his real passion is, let's say, stand-up comedy.
Right.
So he'll have to sacrifice some family time
Exactly.
to pursue stand-up
Exactly.
comedy. He'll have to sacrifice the good that he enjoys for the long-term possibility of stand-up comedy being his full-time job, so he can quit his normal day job.
Right.
So that's what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Right.
But I think it's also
Yeah.
some of the. I think it all. Honestly, I think I have a simple explanation.
Okay.
The reason why so many people don't put their ideas down is because they're just lazy.
You think so?
I think they're just lazy to put it down because they're like they love the comfort of thinking of those ideas in their heads, like those imaginary situations, right, where they're excelling at whatever it is they want to do. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why. But I think people are also afraid.
What about that's so appealing? Like just
What
thinking about these ideas, imagining it. Why is that appealing?
Because that's easy to do. That's why. It's so easy.
No effort.
Yeah.
It's so easy to think you have a Bugatti.
Yeah.
When in actuality you're driving like you know
But
what I'm saying.
why are people okay with that?
I don't want to speak for most people. I don't want to become like
just
that.
Talk.
Yeah, but I think why is that
Yeah.
so? I'm not saying most people are lazy. I'm not saying that. I think most people are afraid to do things like you said
Yeah.
that take the comfort out of their lives. You know, why seek discomfort
Yeah.
when you already have a shit ton of comfort given to you
Right.
in whatever way?
See, in my, I totally, I agree with what you're saying. By the way, I don't understand why somebody would even want to conceptualize an idea and not do anything about it. Because at the end of the day, you can think all you want that you have a Bugatti, but when you walk into that minivan in the morning, buddy, you're not in a Bugatti.
And there's nothing wrong with driving.
There's
a minivan.
nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, I'm not saying anything wrong.
Yeah,
with a
minivan drivers are offended right now.
Fuck,
What's
dude.
wrong with a minivan, man?
Man, what I'm saying is if there's
Hey, the minivan in my garage right now, it's offended. How dare you?
Relax, bro. What I'm trying to say is it's okay to drive your minivan. It's cool.
Is it?
Yeah, it's cool to cruise on the freeway, be stuck in traffic, listening to our podcast right now from your 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong in it.
Yeah.
But if you don't feel like you've reached your potential, right? And you feel like there's more to life, then go fucking do something. Don't keep thinking about, oh yeah, one of these days, or waiting for somebody to. I'm even a victim. People are victims of this, dude.
Even me, man.
Yeah, bro, we're all victims of it. Like I told you, I always wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to do something. I didn't do anything about it until you started doing something, right? And once you started doing something, I was like, okay, this can become a reality now, right? It's the same concept.
Yeah. What's the idea that you always wanted to do, but you were like, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow?
Sheesh, man. I mean, I write some of my ideas down, but definitely not all of it, of course.
What's your $1 million idea? All of us have one.
$1 million idea.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, tell me yours.
No,
Like-
I asked you first.
Like-
Don't put me in the spot like that.
Wait, but like million, I don't think I have one.
$1 million idea?
No. I don't
Something that you're like, wow, like this could potentially
The Gen Z Speaks podcast.
the Gen Z.
It's not an idea though.
It's
This
not
is
an
now
idea.
It's
reality.
actually happening,
Where it's
yeah.
reality.
This is the action we're taking already.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know, man. $1 million idea.
It doesn't have to be intricate. It could be you being like a choreographer. It could be
Yeah,
some,
absolutely.
you know?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I need to write it down per se. No, I think I'm already taking action.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
To do it. But yeah, that's $1 million idea for sure. Working for like these companies, dancing at a Super Bowl.
Heck yeah, dude.
That's
That's
pretty
badass.
sick, man. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously, I already enjoyed the dancing. It's like the $1 million or whatever is just a side.
Hmm.
Is that like what you're trying to ask me? Like,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know what I was trying to. I think.
like
Wait, have you had like an idea that you're like, whoa, this is $1 million? I'm sure you have plenty of ideas.
Plenty of ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
Lots written down.
Because you're wired in terms of business, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
constantly
Okay.
thinking about that. so.
not that you made me think about it like that in
Yeah.
a business perspective.
Yeah. That's what I was asking.
Entrepreneurial.
Sorry, yeah.
I
'Cause
do
I know-
have it. I do
Yeah.
have
What
one.
is it? What is that?
So using all the like for me as a person, I like to like accumulate as much skills as I can and combine all of it. So like so these dances, the dance gave me confidence and gave me confidence to like
Be in
other
front of
things.
people?
Yeah, like perform.
Yeah.
I'd say like more charismatic in a way, getting people, attracting people.
Attracting people.
These are in my
Are you saying you got
words.
more game after becoming a dancer?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
Oh,
would say
shit.
this is not my words. First of all, this is.
He's like, she said it, not me.
this is from other people. Like the glazing. Like this is all from other people. You know.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. All the.
Yeah, for sure. But like my $1 million idea for sure is like combining all these skills. So like you guys know I'm a kines major.
Yeah.
I'm planning on like making a business. Like so for dancers, making my own like facility, or I can even just like have other physical therapy work for me.
Okay.
So I would start off as one
Yeah, yeah.
and build it off, and then build it off, and then build it off.
Specifically for dancers,
Yeah,
physical
there's
therapy.
a lot of dancers out there, man.
Like a mobile PT.
Yeah, I mean, like,
There's a lot of dancers that need
Yeah.
physical therapy. Yeah.
yeah, and a lot of like physical therapists. They're not exclusive to dancers, because you know you have sports and stuff, which is you can do both. Like why not?
Right.
And it's I feel like dancers don't get as much treatment as these other athletes,
Hmm.
because
Is dance a form of like it's a sport? Would you say, or
I would
is
say
it?
it's sport. It's very hard, like cardio.
Cardio intensive.
A lot more cardio. It's just you
Yeah.
don't notice because you're moving and you're having fun. And to do it so many times, back to back to back, for other people, other shows, other like, you're performing at sports events.
Yeah.
It's kind of, and the practice is like what's the most difficult part. The repetition. This is where injuries happen.
Repping it out.
Yeah, like any other sport, you're doing reps. Your football, you're tackling, basketball, shooting, whatever. You have practice. You're like using physical.
You're dancing.
Yeah, you're dancing. So you're prone to injuries, and a lot of dancers they just like don't like get that same treatment from like as compared to like an athlete. From like playing basketball or whatever. So that was my idea.
That's a very feasible idea.
And then, not to add with that,
Yeah.
I wanted to like synergize with other people who are starting their own. I have this friend, her name is Jazz. She wants to start her own studio, her dance studio, for kids, and like
Yeah.
I have this. I wrote it down. I wrote it down. This is an idea, and I
Yeah.
actually wrote it down.
Yeah, there you go. See,
So
And
it
I made
starts.
like slides.
see, all of us have these ideas. Yeah.
It's like slides and shit. So like, so we were thinking of getting like a plaza, have a studio there, have a boba shop. I also want to open a boba shop.
Yeah.
So really, like, in general, my idea is a plaza.
Yeah.
With all businesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, like pallet dudes on the corner right here.
Pallet dude.
Yeah.
And I guess the actions I'm taking right now is obviously go through school, get my like credentials,
Yeah.
and then start looking at plazas.
I like how 5 minutes ago this guy was like, I don't think of any ideas,
Yeah, no,
and now he wants to like create a whole business empire.
Yeah,
The
no,
thing
it's
is,
sick,
he has
you know,
all
like-
these ideas. Yeah, exactly.
It's so exciting. Like I didn't think of it like in a
Yeah.
business. Like when you asked me like what
Yeah, I know what you
$1 million
mean.
idea,
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it's just like like a toilet paper that does it by itself or something like that.
Like
you
a
know?
product.
Like
Yeah,
an
a product.
invention. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I was thinking
gotcha.
so hard. I'm like, I don't have one, but I don't have an invention. But what I want to do is
You're telling me you haven't thought about that?
an invention.
A toilet. What did you say? What specific example did you use?
Oh, I was just making that shit up. I was just a toilet paper that cleans your own ass.
Yeah. Have
Bro,
you haven't thought? That's,
bidet.
yeah, bidet.
Bidet.
Yeah.
Been invented for a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
time. Bro,
But-
inventions? Dude, that's how, so, like, back in high school and, like, middle, that's what I wanted to do in business. Like, not so much like a service, but, like, a product that I actually provide, like, whatever, toilet paper, whatever.
So what do you have?
Dude,
Yeah, what?
R&D is too expensive. That's my whole point. I don't
Research
have
and development.
any,
Yeah.
the research and development, that's what kills these
That's all of it.
businesses, bro. But, like, these businesses,
Yeah.
Pallet Dudes, Fresh and Fit Smoothie, like, these types of businesses, you don't need R&D, bro. I don't need an upfront $1 million to create these products that I want. I had a lot of products written down that I wanted to make.
Tell me you don't need $2 million to investigate pallets.
No, sir, I do not. You just need a lot of time. But that's another thing. You need more time
Chemically
with service
test the
industries.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, everything takes something, but obviously millions of dollars is less feasible than a lot of my time right now. I can just,
Well, but isn't like R&D more for like
physical products.
but say like this physical product doesn't require any research. It's more of a like a
I guess so. R&D really means is first of all, like, 'cause you have to engineer it out, right? So
Yeah.
any invention, you have to engineer it out or hire an engineer to do it or whatever it is.
Right.
And so once you engineer it out, you have dimensions, you have like kind of how the physics work of the product.
Absolutely.
Now you have to go find some place, whether in China or here, wherever it is, to actually make this. Yes, manufacture, to create this product, make it reality. And not only that, you have to make sure that the material they're using is allowed in every country, and make sure that customs allow it. Make sure now private companies that you're selling it to, you have to make sure that they're able to sell it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's so much. Good.
So like these people at Shark Tanks, that's what they did.
Bro, these guys have to do so. That's why they're going to Shark Tank too.
So
I mean,
to get the money, right?
to get money and to do this, but not only that, to get connections to, because like if you watch Shark Tank, right, and they're like, yeah, we produce this product at $5.65 and we sell it for $9. You'll see Kevin O'Leary. Whoa!
Can I get a royalty on that?
I need to get not only a royalty, we need to lower this price by $4. You're making it $5.65. We need to make it a single dollar. And then a lot of the guys will be like, yeah, we do, but we need bandwidth and we need capital to do so. And that's where Kevin O'Leary comes into place. Kevin O'Leary, come on in, introduce us, because he has so many connections in
Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful in international lands, right? So now he has maybe 10 businesses running out of one manufacturer. Of course, the manufacturer is going to do something low for him. You know what I'm saying? So this is where that's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, what's your idea though? Do you have one?
Yeah. What is it?
Have you ever thought about
Product?
idea that you thought about it in your head and then you saw it in the marketplace and you were like, wow, this is kind of my thing.
This has happened. I was like a kid.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Actually, what is it? This has happened a couple times, dude.
Back when you were bullying kids in middle
Back
school.
when I was bullying kids in middle school.
Let's see. How can I bully these kids better?
Dude, I can't think of it on the top of my head.
Yeah.
This is it's not like, because I'm not thinking
No.
about past ideas all the time, but this has definitely happened, dude.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
It's but now it's like my brain is always running on just like different. Maybe it shouldn't be, but that's the way it kind of works, right? That's how I operate. It's like I'm running pallet dudes and a couple other things, but I'm always thinking of something different to do. I don't know.
You do have like a good instinct when it comes to that, because I remember in high school when AirPods first came out, everybody hated them.
You
right?
remember that, bro?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like AirPods when they first came. Like, what is this? This looks. And you're like, bro, this is the future. Everybody's gonna have AirPods. I'm telling you, everybody's gonna have AirPods. I was like, all right. I have an Android. I don't know like how that's even possible. The configuration. Turns out it is, but yeah. I remember that specifically. You were like, okay, yeah. So I'll give you credit for that. Yeah.
Dude, Jenish?
Yeah.
Bro, because I was talking about it. I was talking about getting Beats or AirPods, whatever. 'Cause I knew AirPods were gonna be.
I remember this.
Right?
Actually,
You remember that? And Janice was like, "No, bro, don't get that piece of shit. Like that thing's look how ugly it is," and like dogging on it.
instead.
And so I ended up getting Beats. I didn't actually get the AirPods
Because of that.
because of Janice.
No!
Because of Janice, bro. Yeah.
You're telling me the guy that can pronounce video? No.
Yeah, dude.
Video.
Yep.
Wow.
You
really?
Yeah, man.
You let Janu influence your decision.
Janu. He's my techie, bro. He's always been my techie. I
Yeah,
trust
that's
his
true,
tech
that's true, that's
instincts.
true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, like for business, I guess because I was just like introduced to it so young.
Yeah.
That like I just kind of have like an eye for things. Not that I'm like this big time business guy or anything, but like
Big time.
that's how my brain kind of wired, just like operationally and like business ideas and stuff like that. Yeah. What about you? What's your
I knew the internet was gonna be a big thing back in
Milli-
Pakistan. I was like, there's something there.
What's your $1 million idea?
I've had a couple, here and there.
Did you write them down?
Huh?
Did you write them down?
Well, actually, one of them was it was really stupid for one of my business classes. It's been done. It's been done. Like
What
this.
is it?
The idea was basically like a lot of these dating apps you see.
Yeah.
They don't have. Not that I'm a consumer of these apps, by the way. I'm just making observation from afar.
Oh, I remember this.
From afar,
Okay, go ahead.
From
Go ahead.
afar, it seemed to me that a lot of these apps were like, you just put in your profile and you see these pictures, but you don't actually see how the person is, like their vibe, right? You don't know like how they interact. So just add like a video feature where you have to, in order to match with someone, you have to have a video of that person, or like you have to have some sort
I
of
remember
video
this.
where you get to see.
You pitched it to me and Jenish.
Yeah, I did. I pitched it to you
yeah.
guys. Well, the thing is, in our business class at USC, we had to like pick. ideas, and this was one of the ideas that the class picked to work on. So like we had like 4 people that worked on this. It went nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I had a better understanding of the business in the beginning
Then in the end.
and at the end it was like, what is happening? We made it like some sort of college campus connection software
really?
app or something. Yeah.
See, bro. Also, I by the way, I do remember a multi-million-dollar idea that I was. So look, real quick, this is another thing with business, bro. When you have partnerships, like you had to deal with 3 other people. I'm sure it made things confusing.
Yeah.
Sure, there's communication errors. I'm sure other people had ideas, and it's so difficult, bro. It is so difficult to have like a partnership with a business because first people get greedy, right? When you start making money, people now become greedy. Well, I actually put more work in. Well, actually this. I mean, even after that, when you're just creating the idea, people are like, well, this will be better. And I don't want, and a lot of people are headstrong, dude. They don't want to admit that somebody else has a better idea than them. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And so it gets really difficult to deal with other people, in my opinion. That's why I try to go solo with business stuff.
But you have to have people though. You have to find the right people.
You have to find the right people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
grow,
you have
to
to
get
have people,
big,
yeah.
100%. But to be like it's like, do you want to be a business owner or do you want to have 5 business owners? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can be a business owner and you can understand, like pallet juice, for example. It's just me really right now. And so what I'm doing right now, because obviously I'm trying to scale. So I'm learning the nuts and bolts of the business, right? I'm learning the sales, I'm learning the marketing, I'm learning the accounting, the finance, all of this. And then eventually, I can't do all this on my own. I do a truckload and a half, 2 truckloads a month right now. I would not be able to do 5 truckloads alone. It's just not possible. And so at a certain point, you have to bring people in, like you said, the right people, in order to grow this, in order for it to scale. Yeah.
I think in the beginning stages of a business, as a business owner or as the CEO, it's your job to make the people who you're hiring on for your company in the early stages, it's your job to make them fall in love with your vision of the company.
You're right.
If you can do that, then bingo.
You're right,
You'll
bro.
have the best company in the beginning and with the right people who are committed to what it is that you want to do. And thinking back on that dating app idea, like my perspective on things has changed so much. Because look at the status of dating apps right now.
It's plunging, dude.
It's plunging.
Yeah, yeah. It's not
First
real.
of all, people are realizing it's all like it's not the best way to meet somebody.
No, bro.
It's not the best way.
It's not even the easiest sometimes.
It's not even and it's like if you put a profile of yourself on these apps, you're putting your best foot forward. You're filtering through all the shortcomings that you have. Because when you meet somebody in person, you get to see them. Like if you talk to somebody for an hour, you'll get a good vibe. You can kind of see like the red flags and the green flags. I think right, like and after an hour. But like if you go through these apps, in the beginning,
I think
you're wasting so much time.
Even when you're introducing 5-10 minutes in, you can tell like whether they're into you, whether they're not into you, like what kind of personality. You can kind of feel these things out. You don't need an hour.
Yeah,
I get you though. Yeah, 100%.
I don't know. I really think
I agree.
I think the apps have done a lot of damage. I think they've done more damage than good. You know, because people are in this habit of like scrolling, like right, left. It's like a yes, no, yes, no, yes, no,
bro.
and it's like we like. I think we, in our heads, mentally dismiss people very fast now. We're so quick to judgment because of these apps. You know, especially Gen Z, because they're so used to like scrolling right or left. When they see somebody, they're literally like, "Are you a yes or no?" Like in their heads, they're like, "Nope." Sliding left, sliding right, sliding left, sliding. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know how it feels, bro?
Yeah.
It feels like the world is accessible to us. It feels like all these girls that you're seeing, that they're all accessible to you. And so it's like you're going on these apps and you're swiping right, left, as if like you're now in control of who you can date and who you can't. It's like sometimes, buddy, you're not a Brad Pitt, man.
You're not that guy.
You're not Leo, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you are though.
But in person,
sometimes you are him.
But that's based on looks, right?
Yeah.
If you're in person and you have confidence, maybe you can be that guy, because that's how people fall in love, dude. Confidence and talking and communication. That's how it goes.
Absolutely, bro.
This whole dating thing as well. It's just I don't understand a lot of this stuff, like this, you know, like modern day. Like I really wish, in terms of the old times, like the traditions. Not that I want to go back to the 1400s. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying that, you know, in the old times, people used to find their life partners early. People used to get married at like 18,
because they're in person,
16.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so beautiful. Like finding somebody
It
very
is.
early on in your life, sticking with that one person for the rest of your life.
Going
Yeah.
ups and downs.
Because think about how much time people waste dating.
I know, bro.
How time consuming it is.
How
when I-
detrimental it is too.
Yes.
It's very detrimental. Like,
It's detrimental, and like people these days have normalized it so much that it's a part of your job as a human
Yeah.
to date.
Today, yeah.
Can you
It's like a
imagine?
job, bro? Yeah.
It's like a job.
Yeah.
You go from person to person, getting to know these people, building the most emotionally intimate connection with them, and then you're like, you know what? I'll see you never.
Yeah, dude.
After it ends,
'Cause
it doesn't make any sense to
can
me.
I add something to that too?
Yeah.
You know what's been normalized in like the dating world is rosters. You know,
Having multiples, yeah.
yeah, because people are so afraid to like
Settle
get
down.
hurt. You know, and
Yeah.
this is like, it's horrible. It's not gonna, you know. This is like I was talking about this like not too long ago, like to another friend, and it's like, think about it like this: if you have a roster, right, and you're talking to multiple people because you're afraid that you don't want to get hurt. If you're just gonna go down a list.
Yeah. If
it
one
doesn't work.
drops out, you have more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the options, it's like precursor to like what happens when you make it official. You know, like
I even hate this term official. Like when
why is
people
that yeah, I agree.
when
Why is that
two
a thing?
people are dating and in a relationship, they're like, "Oh yeah, we just went official." No, you didn't.
like
The only thing that's official is a marriage. You know
Like,
what I'm saying? I don't
yeah.
understand. Like if the only thing on paper though, legitimately that exists,
marriage.
it's marriage technically.
True.
You know, when people are so anti-marriage these days, I don't understand that. It actually makes sense to me. I think one of the reasons why a lot of couples break up and
Mhm.
like dating sometimes doesn't work out for a lot of people is because we don't really think it's official. You know what I'm saying? We think we're not in a binding
Yeah.
commitment relationship because we're like, okay, we can just break up and go to the next person. There's nothing binding to you,
Yeah.
right? I think marriage binds you to the person. Like it gives you the personal responsibility to be like, oh my God, yo, I gotta
Yeah.
be with this person for the rest of my life. So let me operate in a way that's conducive
I don't even
to make
think
that
this is
happen.
true anymore, bro.
What?
Bro, the
There's-
divorce
yeah,
rate's
the divorce
52%.
Yeah.
Marriages.
Yeah.
Check this out, bro. We're just in a generation right now where everybody is on a different wavelength of where they are in life, who they want to be with, what they want to do. Everything is like, everyone's on a different wavelength, bro.
yeah.
And it's like, and we're also normalizing it. Everyone's saying, yeah, it's okay to break up. He didn't give you chicken, he gave you steak for dinner. It's okay to take off. And it's like, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? What are we talking about? First of all, this is what we need.
Wait, you're telling me he took you to Cabo
Yeah.
and not Paris?
It's like,
What?
this is fucking
Drop 'em, bro, drop
reality
'em.
right now, dude. This is
It's
fucking
vice
reality.
versa though. Same
Of
thing with
course,
girls
we're
and
guys
yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm
This is
saying?
not just it's not
It's
not exclusive
everybody.
to a
It's on
gender.
both sides. Yeah,
it's-
gender neutral
Bro,
argument we're
this
making
is,
here.
This is what happens, dude.
But-
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Why can't so this is how I think about it, at least. There's core values that I have, right? I'm trying to find I found somebody with the same core values.
Yeah.
Once you have core values, and it just depends on what they are, but everything else is everything else you guys can bob and weave through. Everything
Yeah.
else you can figure out, you can have conversations, you can adopt
Absolutely.
something, she can adopt something. There's nothing wrong in it.
So the $1 million question is, when's that ring coming?
Hey.
In many, many moons. No,
Whoa. So what's supposed to happen? This all sounds like you want to get married in the very near future.
I
By
want-
near future, I mean 18 months.
I want you to get married first. I want to see it happen. I want to be your best man. I want to plan everything.
Well, one of your friends is getting married. Matthew.
Yeah. He might be in the pod.
Yeah,
so we can talk
he
about
listens
it.
to the pod.
He's
yeah.
23, right?
Yeah.
To get married at 23 is kind of crazy right now, as we're just saying. You know what I'm saying? So
Crazy in today's world.
today's
Today's
world.
world.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
back in the old days, that was like you're
Even-
23
and you
and
haven't
not married.
yet?
Not married yet.
What are you doing with your life?
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong getting married earlier or later. It's just a
Yeah.
trip to us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so it's actually a trip. Dude. He found his chick, and like it's cool, dude. Like they get each other. They're on the same wavelength. It seems like.
What
right?
does wavelength mean, by the way?
wavelength?
Yeah.
Like we're thinking the
You
same.
might have the same
thing.
color wavelength interests, or is that what you're referring to?
Color?
You know, like the wavelengths of like different. Never mind. This is
Yeah, I get what you're.
Yeah. Some jokes flat. You know, some jokes go flat.
This guy,
There it is.
this guy over here. What is he even on?
Bombing on a podcast live.
That's a clip, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude, they're in the same wavelength, man. They want the same things in life. You know what I'm saying? And
There's nothing that's holding them back.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's
one
they
person
have-
that wants to be here wants to get married. She wants to get married too. If you have one person that wants to get married or be in a committed relationship, and you have one person that wants to mess around a little bit, then you guys are not on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
You guys are in a not serious relationship.
Too many people are on the mess around right now.
Yeah.
So it's marriage is like a little off the table.
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
What is that one thing? It doesn't have to be that one thing. It
Yeah.
can be a multiple of those things
Yeah.
that keep two people together forever.
There's so many things, bro.
Well, do you think there's something the most important of
The
all?
most important?
trust? I say trust.
Or is it a confluence of things? Because, it can be.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, to me, the most important thing is that you guys are moldable. You guys are not fixed in one way, because nobody is just fixed in one way. Like, I can be Matt and I can do this and that, but at the end of the day, if she's saying something, doesn't mean just because I think something is wrong doesn't mean it's actually wrong. That could just be me thinking it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just because she says something is right doesn't mean she's right.
It's compromise.
Exactly. You're just trying to figure out. So this is the biggest thing when me and
Yeah.
Alexis are talking, right, and like an argument comes up, something like that. We always say why we feel something, because a lot of times emotion clouds judgment, right? And you say things because you're emotional. But if you have a reason why, now you have something concrete to talk about. You can now talk about whether it actually makes sense that it's right or it makes sense that it's wrong. And you guys can come to a logical conclusion of how to act the next time, maybe not who's right or wrong, but how do we move forward from this? And so that's what I think is the most important thing. Trust is important, but to me that's not even a question, dude. If I can't trust the chick, then she's not gonna be there. That you know what I'm saying?
That's more like a on the surface thing.
Exactly. A quality that I'm looking for that I found is somebody that is okay with saying I'm wrong, you're right, and vice versa. I'm okay with saying I'm wrong, you're right. That's fucking important, dude. But I think there's a lot of things, dude. Yeah, accountability. Yeah, I mean, accountability is important too. Loyalty. These are things like loyalty, trust. These are
foundations
things
of it.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm not trying to be with somebody that's
That
not loyal.
that doesn't know like even what they want.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, dude. It just doesn't make sense. Like, why would I even pursue that?
But in a society like America, how do you avoid these things? How do you avoid? It's so hard to find this.
Hard, bro.
It's hard, man.
It's so hard.
Because us humans, we can't control our desires and our emotions, right? Like we can, but it's very hard to. You're right. We can.
People are weak, bro. That's why they can't. People are too weak to go ahead and say, I'm being emotional right now. I need to shut the fuck up and fix myself. That's it. People are too weak to do it. That's what it is. And the problem is, like, society is normalizing this weakness. It's not okay to be weak. It's just not okay. If you're wrong, just admit it. If you're right, then let's work through it together.
And admitting when you're wrong doesn't make you weak.
No,
it
bro,
makes you
strong.
Yes, it makes you strong.
Yes.
It makes you more emotionally mature.
Yeah.
It's honestly, you're winning when you admit you're wrong, because that means you're not going to do it again, hopefully.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Well, working towards it, right?
Yeah.
Ownership, bro. Ownership that's not a weak attribute. That's something you got to be tough to be able to do. People naturally, like you said, they want to be right. You know, they want to be the person that's able to have the answers and this and that. But we're human, dude.
Yeah.
We're not God. We don't know all the answers.
So, like, what do you say to people who think they're always right, but they're wrong?
I don't talk to them.
I don't talk to them. Yeah.
He's just like,
I don't
nah,
like
this
talking
is-
to these people.
I don't talk. Like,
Yeah.
what?
What am I gonna
Nothing
say?
I say is
Like-
all
like-
going to go through.
Yeah.
Like, they have no understanding, like no effort to like understand. Like,
Yeah.
I get that.
What, Russ, what are you looking for in your future wife?
What am I looking?
What do you
for?
want? What's on your list? Do you have a list? Is it good to have a list?
It's not necessarily a list. It's just.
I'm sure you've thought about it.
Like what kind of list are you talking about?
No.
What do
I
you
would
want
just.
in your chick?
What would you want in the woman who gets your last name Samana? Like, what?
My ideal wife.
Yeah,
you're
your
trying to
ideal
say.
wife. What do you want?
I mean, you already discussed like all the basic stuff. Core values, trust, accountability, being able to adapt, molded, all that. Obviously, qualities anybody would want, right?
Yeah.
But someone that just gets me, I guess. You know, some like I'm not really looking for too much. Some like someone who like shares I don't know, like the same, what's the word here, like passion, I guess, like for life. I want somebody who's like, you know, who wants to, because for me, I'm a person who wants to enjoy life. I want to experience everything, like everything this world has to offer, you know.
Yeah.
And like I guess somebody who's willing to do the same and then some. Like there's no one thing I want. It's just you'll know it when you see it.
You want somebody who's in it for the ride.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
In it for the ride.
Oh, dude, it's really important.
What I can't say though is what I don't want.
Yeah, what do you
Feel
not
like
want?
What don't you want?
I feel like that's an easier question to ask.
What do you
because
what do you not want in your wife?
someone who's like still has baggage, you know, like
What does that mean? Because all of us have baggage.
okay, no, like okay, all of us have baggage, but like the thing is, like you can't like go with somebody who still has like feelings for another dude, who's
That's a
still
different thing. Yeah.
who still
Mm.
doesn't know what to do with their life, who's like there's no ambition.
You want somebody who's ready.
Someone who's ready.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a person who wants to date to marry, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not just gonna be like giving myself, giving my effort, giving my time, energy to someone who's just gonna take that for granted. You know,
I agree.
and you want somebody that's ready for that and is willing to reciprocate all of that. It's not going to be like 50-50 every day. It's going to be 100-0 sometimes, 70-30 sometimes. But it's going to
It's
be
a give and take.
give and take, you know. This is also comes to like adaptability.
Yeah. Adaptability, bro. Yeah.
It's there's no one word for what I want. It's just you'll know it when you see it.
Do you feel like you're ready for marriage?
No. And
How old are you?
that's-
Tell
I'm 21.
Yeah.
I still got a lot I want to do for myself before I get to that point, but this also doesn't mean that I want to close myself off to opportunities like, you know, dating, but not my priority. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you don't know it, like shoot, I can meet somebody tomorrow and we'll be like, "Hey, what's up? We're cool."
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, we start dating or whatever, and then time flies and maybe she's the one. Or later on when I'm ready, like,
yeah.
you know, it's so many factors. There's not an equation
Yeah.
for this.
Bro, this topic is so multifaceted.
Yeah.
Like, you can go so many ways.
There's too many things.
Yeah.
Tell me there's no E equals MC squared to marriage?
there's
No
none.
speed of light, buddy? What are you on about? What is this guy on about?
No force.
There
no
has to be
gravity
some form of equation that works, though. You don't think
Equation?
so? Yeah, to marriage.
to
Absolutely
marriage.
not.
No?
man.
No.
There's not.
Is that the only thing in the world that doesn't require an equation?
No, bro. Creative
a lot
things
of
don't
thi-
require
yeah.
equations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So many things, bro.
The fastest.
What
hitting
don't
right
you
now.
want?
In a wife?
Your term, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is too long. I am
So
so.
what's the top? What's
Top
the
three.
very top?
Bullet them and then explain.
All right, since we're talking about this, number one, I think I don't want, God willing, in a wife somebody who doesn't appreciate art, somebody who doesn't.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
So see,
Like
this
if the,
is-
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I need to be able to
this
like
guy,
sit with
bro.
this person
And watch La La Land.
Yeah,
This
like-
guy,
Honestly, my biggest red flag in a person is if he's laughing because he knows. If the girl does like hates La La Land, that's a red flag. Like you could dislike it, but if you hate La La Land,
Yeah. You met somebody like that?
no. But I've never met a girl that hated La La Land. No, my whole thing is like I'm just saying. You know, La La Land.
Why is that like why is La La Land such a pivotal like?
Because it's the perfect film, bro. Like
Perfect
it's the perfect film. La La Land. It's the film for me. I mean, like my thing is like my wife, like hopefully God willing, she loves the film as much as I do.
Yeah.
But if she dislikes it, no problem. But if she
Okay.
hates it, like it's probably not gonna work out.
So you're so
God
like-
forbid. No, I'm gonna ask you before we just to make sure. Let's watch La La Land one more time
First,
before
what
we
do you
get married.
Wait,
Yeah.
so why La La Land though? Like
I'm telling you, it's a perfect. I'm joking, obviously.
of course.
Guys. You know, this is all.
But he's basically saying that there's
For
like
art, right?
there's
For
like
art, though,
values
yeah.
in La La Land,
Yeah.
and if you like it, you probably value those qualities.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
That's-
absolutely.
I
Yeah.
get it. I get what
Like,
you're
I
saying.
get it.
yeah.
You know.
So like, what are
taste.
these qualities?
in a
It's-
woman?
Yeah.
I love somebody. I thought we were talking about red.
Number
flag.
2, yeah, number 2.
Number 2 that I don't want.
Yeah.
After not after obviously
Art,
La La
art.
Land.
Yeah.
Number 2, I would say she has to be on the
Voluptuous.
huh?
No, I'm
No,
just
stop,
kidding.
stop, man, stop. I'm looking for a pious person. I'm serious. I think what I don't want, somebody who doesn't like believe in religion. To be honest,
Somebody that believes in religion.
yeah, like
Yeah.
somebody who believes in God.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, that's very important.
That's
to
a
me.
red flag if they don't.
If they don't believe in God at all,
Yeah.
yes, that's a red
yeah, of
flag.
course,
That is
bro.
a
It's
red
like
flag.
how when I
Yeah.
die, what are you gonna pray? Like,
That's a
who you-
precursor, bro. That's like, yeah, I
like
get it.
I genuinely think nothing. This is nothing against atheist people. I just want somebody. This is the values.
Yeah,
right? Like
bro, it's okay.
yeah, this is like about
This is you, bro.
this is
not
me.
them.
Yeah, like I want to marry somebody that believes in God and like
Fair.
has the same values when it comes to.
Are these
you
in
know.
order, by the way?
La La Land. No.
Believe in
La La
God.
Land.
No.
God.
No, these are not in order. Obviously, the most important thing is I would say,
Yeah.
you know, I think the most important thing, man, is like, like if you have the same values,
Yeah.
if you have the same values, I think you'll be fine for
Yeah.
the most part.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, you know, I think that's it. I'm not a picky
That's
person.
fine, that's fine.
I'm very simple.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, you already
You
have.
already have
No, yeah. I mean, like red flags.
Yeah.
100%, bro. They have to believe in God.
Yeah.
That's like that's a big deal to me. I think why is it a big deal? I think we should explain that too. Because
For marriage, yeah.
yeah, well, in religion, a lot of values come with it, right? That's why you have like deadly sin, like you have all these
Mhm.
things, right?
Yeah.
We universally believe certain things are okay and certain things are wrong. With religion comes, I'm a very traditional guy, okay? With religion comes usually traditional people, right? Respect.
Not
loyal-
always, but yeah.
Not
yeah.
always,
Yeah.
but typically this is what happens,
Right.
right? There's respect. There's like a family unit. There's did I say respect? Yeah, respect, family unit, trust. Like there's these things that I mean, obviously this stuff isn't universal, but it definitely takes a play. I think. Another thing, somebody that's like, dude, there's so many actually, bro. I mean, I guess I found him, bro. But like adaptability. Alexa's very adaptable. She's also Catholic like me. She's not afraid to admit when she's wrong, right? That like explained earlier. She's like my personal hype person, dude. Like she thinks about me more than she thinks about. It's fucking beautiful, bro. Like she wants to make sure that I'm good
Yeah.
all the time. That like is Matt gonna, even though it's like it's okay, love, like relax, but it's like, is Matt gonna be cool? Is Matt gonna be satisfied with this? Like if I'm making
Yeah.
this food, is he like? That's amazing, dude.
That
and
is-
you know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like that to me is it's kind of crazy to see that somebody cares about me just as much as maybe they care about themselves even. Like that's a huge thing. And we're we've been together a year and a half now, and it's already like respect, like don't like not bad mouthing me in front of others, right? If there's a problem, we speak behind closed doors, but like in front of others, you always have my back, right? That's a huge deal. Always having my back. Kind, like just being. I don't want to be around somebody that's a cynic. I just don't. I'd rather be
Cynical, yeah.
Cynic.
yeah, hell no, dude. There's a lot of people like that. Like,
Yeah.
fuck this. Like, why
They
am
just
I
have a pessimistic view of life.
pessimist, bro? Yeah.
I hate that negative.
Not
Negative
into that, dude.
Nancy.
Just be happy, dude. We're on this planet one time, bro.
You don't have to be happy all the time, but yeah, for the most part, if you should have like a positive outlook.
Of
on
course,
humans
if
in
there's
life.
small problems, you should not be angry about small things.
Yeah.
That's my big dude. If there's an actual issue, let's talk about it. If there's not, let's just relax. Like,
Yeah.
let's be happy. I don't want to spend.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small things,
This is
dude.
coming from the bully
Fousey
guys, so former
used to say
bully.
that.
Dude, don't sweat the small things, bro.
Yeah.
It's like I can't comprehend it. I don't get it. I don't get why people want to be upset. Like, dude, there's so many people that can be upset for hours, days of their life, months of their life at some little thing, and it's like,
This is why I think people should do stand-up comedy, because once you start doing it, you're like, yo.
Yeah.
I feel like these are the people that lack the art side of their like
Yes.
brain.
sorry,
They
their
haven't
brain.
unlocked it.
They
Yeah.
haven't. It's art
Dude.
changes you, man. Make a whole documentary about art.
Dude, I think to me, what happened with me, I think philosophy changed me, dude. When you realize how small we are, like how insignificant we are, that's when it's like a game changer. Like when you realize we are nothing, dude. Like when I was just in Joshua Tree right over the weekend, and you're just looking out into space.
Beautiful.
It's
over there.
unreal, dude. It's like I'm looking at these constellations that have been here for billions and billions of years. Maybe 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, there was tracks of families talking about these constellations and what they mean. That's insane, dude.
That is insane.
Like we are nothing. We're insignificant. Why should we spend our time being upset? Like if we're so insignificant, what is being upset actually gain? Like how do we gain from that? Let's just be happy.
I mean, these are like these being upset is just like a temporary thing. Like you gotta just go through it, feel it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you gotta realize like can't take up all your time.
It's not easy, by the way. Like dealing with these emotions is not an easy thing. It's something you got to work through, and you got to push through and have a conversation with your family, with your significant other. This is what I want. I don't want to be upset all the time. I got to work through it. And like, can you help me work through it? And that's another thing. Significant other should always be willing to help you work through it. If she's complaining that you're upset and you're trying to work on it, and she's not cool with helping you work on it, or he's not cool with helping you work on it, yeah, say bye-bye, buddies, because that's kind of fucked up, man.
Bye-bye,
buddies. I'm gonna say that now. Bye-bye, buddies. Having an argument. Bye-bye, buddies.
Bye-bye, buddies.
Oh, man.
All right, on that note, I think...
Wait, let me say the $1 million idea.
Yeah,
the business
say it.
idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun.
What is it?
Okay, so back in high school, I remember I called Janish about this too. Maybe high school or maybe between high school and college, something like that. But I was learning about like virtual reality, and so this idea I never wrote down because Janish said it's too difficult, basically. But basically creating, and it already existed. Like a few months later, I found out it existed, basically. But so I was thinking about like Nordstrom and Macy's, and it's like how do you try on the clothes without actually trying on the clothes? And so what I thought about is you can find like the icon, whatever, this sunflower dress, and then the girl is able to look in the put the camera down, and the camera will like scan you, right? And you can now put the dress on. So it's like a virtual reality. So you're able to try the dress on without actually going into the store and trying it out.
Where would this be? At your own like leisure, like at your own
To do
house?
this?
Yeah.
Yeah, anywhere you want.
Really?
You just put your phone down, body scans. Well, maybe this. Basically, the business idea was selling this technology to Nordstrom, to Macy's, to Bloomingdale's, right? All these big companies, for them to adopt it onto their online platform.
Especially everything, since everything is becoming like online.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Less physical.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. And obviously, I think there's technology for this.
Yeah, there is. It just Janish told me
it is very difficult.
He's like, AI, bro, it's just too at the time. Now he's getting his master's in AI, so maybe he can do it for
Computer
him.
science,
Huh?
Computer, is that, he's getting
He's getting his master's in AI.
Specifically? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, computer science and then specific, is AI.
All right.
We're gonna have automated everything.
Janish.
He can finally say the word V. He's going to find a way to program his mouth to say the word.
Oh, man.
All right.
All right, boys.
On that note, we'll see you guys soon. Bye.
All right, later.
Bye-bye, buddies.
Bye-bye, buddies.